guys feeling about this one?
Well, Yinsu, I'm feeling excited because at worst, we should have a good game on our hands. Last time around, Gen G won both pistols here on this map, and it was still a very close game with them barely edging it out 13-11. Now, Tom, they come in with momentum on their backs and a map that they've put the prep into. For Paper X, it's looking like elimination might be on the line soon.
I don't mind the change back, because obviously this isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the comp they ran versus Heretics. I think it's slightly better for them overall. Still has something on the Jet as well, because they had a similar comp to this, but with him on the Reyna. I think this just allows him to do more damage. I like the start, though, from Gen G. Oh, okay. They had that three-man push initially. Didn't expect anybody to still be around the angle, and because of that, they've lost the first battle.
One man down already, but the rest are rotating into the right spot. The read is good from the side of Gen G as they move to the A site. Here comes Paper X diving a little quicker than expected, but there's the return. They're not expecting this many players to be on that defensive side already. Anchored down, and they're winning the fights, leaving Devi all alone. The 1v2, good damage done, and the follow-up, and he's out of ammo. Knife out, and Karen wins! He brought a knife to a knife fight. 3 kills already. This guy's been sensational.
Got respected from Karen. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna be the coward. I'm not gonna go and reload.
Respected it.
I'll take you in the 1v1. And well, I'll win it out. And that, well, Paper X, that was again. We talk about the advantages and their conversions. What was that? 5v3 as they get into the site. They get the initial opener and they get an entry, and then they don't convert the round. It's good work from Gen G, but you always have to look at Paper X and go, these are moments that you expect them to be able to convert. Not the start they were looking for. And again, we're going to see the same proactive approach from the defense, constantly looking to garner extra control. And Paper X, they're going straight into the site.
Oh yeah, look, they're willing to dive. You can tell that as soon as Munyet picks up this agent, and well, he very nearly died to the turret. Not a good start, but Spike should at least be plantable. No nade left online for Gen G. Nothing to really force these players out of the corner.
Spike planted.
With that seize, it's keeping him in position. It's only deducted about 10 HP or so because he was so low. And the problem now is you have to fight back through all these close range angles where Paper X have the numbers to play with on a lot of the fights they're going to take. Decent damage on the headshot, good follow up, and then it's clean house for Gen G. 2 players lost, not the end of the world.
Yeah, could have been much worse. Interestingly, yeah, something buys shields into that round. So maybe hoping that they could get a kill and he could steal a gun away, but doesn't come to fruition. Texture as well is one off a showstopper going into round number 3. So especially on this map, it definitely is a little bit more difficult for challenge for those orbs, but it might mean that we see a bit more of an aid push, an opportunity to find something there. Well, this is where we are going to get the investment. Mitch, you'll be happy. Forsaken is already bringing in an Odin.
Listen, he's a wise man. I've always said that, Tom, and he's just proven my point, isn't he? You won't expect this off rip if you're Gen G, and a little bit of danger for Texture. That crosshair's lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it. Down to 77. Texture's tag, Lucky is dropped. And we can continue on with the spams. Heals for most players. Devi the only one to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health. Realities though, they're in a pretty good position. The close range spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash on Devi. You expect that to pop as they move forward. No, in fact, it's just a double swing, and the same thing there. Exactly. Clean trades for Paper X.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be fight after fight. Meteor now has to try and pull off some individual brilliance as well. I think a little bit too predictable on when he'd make his move. Munchkin on the other side of the map, and the thing is he could just hold this through to the next round, but I don't expect him to. When there's an opportunity to have an upgrade, maybe take a gun away.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, I mean, not a position you're going to be clearing a lot of the time. Done well to start. Player close is low. Devi and Mindfreak both playing without shields and with a bit of dent to their health. Forsaken also with no shields and no head anymore. This is getting very costly for the attacking side, with Munchkin not stopping anytime soon. He's already picked up 3, and now he's quickening his pace to the site. The time is so desperately low, and he doesn't know where Devi is. The element of surprise gets Paper X the kill and the round. But at what cost?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Every single gun just goes for overhunting a player that was going to have a gun in the next round anyway. Like, I understand wanting to earn those extra orbs up, but this is one hell of an overextension. Just constantly fighting versus a player that had a Bulldog. Munchkin, well, you can already see him smack talking, and well, it's not the only thing getting smacked.
Wow. Round 4, and there's going to be a real challenge for this attacking side. Weakness is already seen. Chance for Gen G to shut down the way back through for PaperX very early on. We know this is a map that both teams can pull to tight contention, but with Gen G having done that extra work on it, picked it into this series, I'm worried for PaperX. It's early times just now, but with Showstoppers online for both squads, we knew this was coming. Monette's on the way, head caught on the arch on the way through. It slowed him down enough and actually bought some time for Meteor to escape. And for Munchkin to round the corner, no one's going to go down to that Showstopper, but it's claimed a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, they don't realize how close Karen is. He had to move because of the Tiger. Monya's going to try and aggress. This is risky. Multiple players on the other side. Showstopper, he should be dead. He actually almost manages to catch one. Even still, though, for Gen G, this is looking fantastic. Timing couldn't be worse for something either. It's going from bad to worse for PaperX. They need to find a miracle through these spams. At least been able to get one, but they don't know if the player's still on the spike. The second tap will definitely help them out, but it's no Odin just going through. Too many bullets to dodge there. But Gen G, they break back immediately. And well, we mentioned them losing all their players. It's going to hurt now.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now you see the butterfly effect of that. Well-placed Showstopper by Textures. We said there were 2 online, only 1 found its mark. And then the chaos afterwards. Every time you see someone on PaperX turn their crosshair to look towards an angle where they've just seen someone swing or they've just lost a teammate, they get shot in the back because that's the exact timing that Gen G go for the retake on all sides. Gorgeous stuff, 3-1. Odin being kept through, Lakia going way up in my estimations, let me tell you, buddy. And the spams, well, they're not having too much success, but they don't need to. In this round, PaperX have basically nothing to play with. 4 Sheriffs.
Well, also they've already taken the control. That's the main reason. You've got Karen aggressively up. It's allowed for a gamble rotation, so he's just moving that Odin elsewhere. Not the most common door to spam because you are open to a couple of angles, but it won't matter. And this is the thing. We've seen this scenario many a time. Find a kill, TP back. Karen is excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can leave those spots open. This is ambitious.
Where is he going? Where is he going? He's made it just about around that corner, but well, that was risky. If they came through that wall, Tom, I'm not sure that would have went the way he was thinking. Spray good for Munchkin. It's a narrow alleyway to fight in, and wow, that's a lot of damage. No chance for PaperX here. Of course, we did mention they have those weaker weapons. They don't have a lot to play with. They'll get nothing done. A flawless round. I hate to harp on the economy, but Gen G off to a flying start with it yet again. Yeah. It's feeling reminiscent of last map, but it is still very early days. Plenty of time for PaperX to find their footing. They don't want to waste time throwing rounds away. They've called a timeout.
That's the funny thing. We might actually get to the point where we can just highlight when Gen G don't have money.
Yep.
We'll just save time.
Yep. Yep. It's the play.
They've had it the whole time throughout the series. I like the pause, though, coming out from PaperX because this has been rough. And even looking back versus KC, they struggled when it came to this attack inside. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking any better for them right now. Also, it has a lot of reliance, again, on this double duelist. And there was a moment or two at the beginning where I was like, okay, something looks like he's here to play. But ever since then, they're just getting boomed. And everyone on the other side for Gen G has looked utterly fantastic. In this round at least, one off a Blade Storm. Showstopper, the only ult that isn't going to be playing a part in this round for either side. And Munchkin already having that Viper's Pit online. Clearly, this is a time where Alex needs to earn his money. Otherwise, I think PaperX are taking that fast track straight to the lower bracket.
I want to at least get that third map out. You know, officials are a different ball game to talking about regional play, especially against a team you've already played on that map. You're testing so many deeper things, and I think for them, bombing out like this in the uppers, it wouldn't speak well for what's to be seen because Loud Sentinels, they're not going to be any easier.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want to face off against either of those teams right now. Here we go, though. Again, Early paranoia. I think this one is not really going to be played upon. I like the idea, again, using that haunt to get them space, but something, I think he's just going to disrespect the utility. Had enough of these pushes coming through. He is going to get pinged up. They know where he is, and Texture's already there to support.
That's it. They're trying to punish the Odin. They know that it's not easy to fight from this angle, especially when the door gets open, and now he's dead. But that's what it's all about on Gen G, filling in the spaces and being able to fight afterwards. But with the return from Paper Rex, they've got a real chance. The headshot angle held by Mindfreak, but Meteor's just ducked underneath it, playing the limbo, and he's winning this game with Mindfreak down. It's 45 HP, and a dream turned to a nightmare. Paper Rex losing out on another. They had a good pacey take, managed to put the players on the back foot, and filled in every gap that Gen G were trying to stuff their way into. They always had someone to take that second fight. Paper Rex had someone to take the third. This time, though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan. You gotta say, they really could have used that round.
Yeah, this is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount of times I feel like I've watched him just get both kills and his teammates still rotating. Like, he's just so confident at this stage in his individual ability, and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding. That was, again, another big round for Paper Rex. A lot invested, even having some decent early trades, but it isn't to be. And now, well, Bladestorm is really all we could talk about, and they're so ready for his initial play. Almost goes down, but has managed to dodge that singular bullet fired by Texture.
Thing is that's sending them elsewhere. Forsaken was trying to claim some space by sneaking through. We saw good success for that. I think Yet on the previous map was throwing out a few of those little feelers. But the idea now is you can't play up against that op. This ain't the round for it. Your Bladestorm's already gone, and everyone else has pistols. Close range, numbers advantage is the way to go, and they've done it, at least trading out the first. Karen, though, he has been consistent every single time they've challenged him. This guy's coming up with multiple. 7-2 right now. Teammate ready to swing, and luckily, because Karen was dropped very quickly, so too is Meteor. Hell, it's winnable for Divine, but his knife was pulled out. Tried to evade some spams or some, well, players emerging from the smoke. Unfortunately, he jumped right into their crosshair. 6-1 for Gen G, and 4 ultimates online coming into round number 8.
It's one of those scenarios where, again, Paper Rex have made some of these rounds look somewhat competitive, but Gen G are consistently able to clutch out the late round. Again, as you said, ults are in their favor, finances are in their favor. There's at least a lot coming online in this round for the side of Paper Rex. Counter operator going to be invested into something. Here's at a very quiet start to this game, and a reaction shot from Texture already puts down Munyet.
You see the idea as well? We see the aggression, we try to take space elsewhere. Denied on A, because Gen G are getting aggressive, giving Paper Rex a taste of their own defensive medicine. This is a really good start with 4 ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a pinch. For Paper Rex, where do they go? Where do they take it? Maybe they can get a neural theft, if they can even drop a body. And they cannot.
Oh, no.
A wallbang kill with the Odin from Lakia. That's something dropped. That's the op down. And he's looking for a little bit more. I don't know where they're going to take this on the attack, but I think I know what the result will be regardless.
Forsaken's been quiet as well, and reposition. Nice shot at least. Will make things that little bit more interesting. The reveal as well will tell exactly where their opponents are. Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though, keeping things disruptive. And Meteor, again, full sprinting to help his teammate out. It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen G continue their utter dominance in this match. 7-1 on the defense. I don't know, yeah, second pause is going to be called for Paper Rex. At this point, I feel like they're running out of ideas. I also just did tidbit as well. Last 3 times, Gen G have played and won this map. 8 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack, 9 rounds on attack. They're 7-1 up on defense.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, I would say that's very bad.
That's
if you're a Paper Rex fan.
That's quite poor. Yeah, and the reality is for Paper Rex, you're looking at the last time they played this map against this squad again. You know, I was looking back at that series, which worked perfectly for me today because it's the same maps. But the funniest thing is something. He was on the Reyna and he was popping. He was doing well. Will I say justified a Reyna pick? Maybe not. But we know on a good day he absolutely can. This time, I don't care what agent he's playing. He's having a damn tough time. 2-8 compared compare that to Split last time, finding so many opening entries on that attack side. Now listen, I'm going to be the last person to complain about Jet dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here we haven't seen those dive plays as consistently. At least that hasn't been the crux of their attacking side. The problem is, how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No control, no benefit for it. One guy goes down, they push somewhere else, that guy goes down, then they sit there with nothing to do.
Think about the spots that Gen G are also willing to claim. Like, they pushed out 2 players in all the way past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point?
And
they're
they pushed
try
A
and swing through
with 2 players in the same round.
Yeah.
Right? So like, this is the thing. You even peek your head out and you go, oh, are they rubble? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
Yep, they're everywhere.
Now we have no advantage. We're playing
They're
from
going to
behind.
push B. It looks like they are. Insta smoke. B control being taken by 3 players. Just waiting to see if the push will come through in that direction. It's going to allow them the fast take back of this control. Paranoia immediately put through. The trade's not awful in the beginning, but they quickly divulge into nothing for the side of Paperex. Forsaken trying to claim it back though. Finally, he comes alive.
Well, this is the round that he needed to wake up in. That spike is theirs, and they can walk it straight to the C site once that door is closed. 16 HP, Mind Freak on 42, but Texture's got an op and an nade. And there's a snake bite left. This could be very, very dangerous indeed. For now, though, Texture's not deploying the nade. Instead, sitting down, op in hand, 16 HP, turned to 0. Nice shot with the operator as Mind Freak now has a nade below him. He's safe up top. He's got the angle, could even pick off Munchkin. That could make it winnable, but Texture's a little too quick.
I love it.
I didn't think he could fire off that quick.
It's just like, he's got an op as a negative, and then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like, all right, we're quick scoping now, but that's the level we've hit for Gen G. 8-1, Tom. Yeah, I almost wanted to say coming into this map, well, it can't get any worse. It just has. It was 8-2 at least last time.
Yeah, it definitely is looking like a golf in class, which, again, considering this is the #1 and #2 from the same region, that we've already seen them play a best-of-5 series that was a 3-1, and a lot of the maps are close. It looks like Gen G have leveled up, and for Paperex, I don't know if they've fallen off, because that's looking like the difference between these two is not the same we've seen before. All 5 ultimates, by the way. Gen G don't need them. That's actually the point we're in. They don't need the ults. They're just winning the rounds anyway.
Normally you'd be thinking at this point, oh, let's just throw one out just to see.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big rocket, and it's not landed. It's not found the value it needed to. The lockdown has been destroyed, and Meteor was tagged down quite a bit.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the they got rid of the lockdown, so they can at least claim some space. He's screwed. There's no way he survives that.
It's a little messy. It's giving Paperex a chance, Tom. They haven't planted the spike, but they don't need to if they win these fights again and again, and they have. Lakia dropped, leaves Munchkin 1v3. If he wins this, I'm putting the headset down. They've got decent amount of HP, and they've lost Mind Freak. Okay, but it's all right. They've still got 2 players, no utility to play with. They've got to just take these fights, not one at a time. That's the only thing I beg of you. Not one at a time, not up against Munchkin right now. He's 11-4. He's been winning round after round, but a reposition by Forsaken. The swing is good. And the double peak wins the day, 8-2. Deja vu for Paperex. And, well, Gen G got to be feeling confident. The good thing is they used 3 ultimates there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That they lose the rounds, they use the ults. That's the weird thing about it. And again, a lot of this just came down to some brilliant individual play from Something, finally putting a couple of kills on the board. The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies, second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition. I think we would have needed a new desk completely for Alex if they managed to lose that round, but it's scary that it even got close.
I think just get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose face is on it?
It depends on the game. Make it interchangeable. Well, Forsaken's picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is, and they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no reaction from Gen G. So Forsaken realizes it's wide open, and he gets caught by Lakia. That timing was near perfect. You have to, well, I mean, you could call it a mistake. At the end of the day, he was open to like 6 angles, so he has to just be clearing those, constantly being paranoid about them. The site, though, is lost, and Paperex will find the plant nonetheless.
Showstopper online. Not wanting to allow them to set up. Something's going to try and get aggressive, but he's not going to manage to land the shot. Now, I think the flash through the back might have actually caught Munchkin. So he's going to actually reposition through B instead. Move away from the flank position. It's open. I think it's because Divide's having to check too many angles. The Seekers at least will give it away. Showstopper has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammate's got his back, and that means he'll be able to kill off Mindfreak. The remaining players, a bit of an obscure position. Monyet has not been cleared yet, and because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal, the spam doing so much damage, and now it's all on to Divide with an operator. First shot missed, but he just needs to kill the guy defusing, and he's done enough. There's no time left. Finally, Paper X pull out the miracle rounds we've seen from them, but everybody will go down with the ship.
Well, it's the same thing as what we saw before, Tom, right? They're getting this little resurgence towards the end of the half. This time, Paper X didn't have the pistol to help them out. They went both on the previous map, putting them up 4 rounds, and they ended on 8. But here, they're doing it on the rifle rounds. They're doing it in the clutches as well. As close as they may come, it's still giving them that little bit of a heartbeat to continue on forward. Now, this round, the last of the half, Gen.G come in with a Viper's Pit. That's going to be a problem to fight through on the defensive side, or potentially a very strong tool for retakes.
Man, it's scary when it's a Red Bull clutch that gets you your 3rd round, but as long as they're getting the rounds, I don't think they're going to mind too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously Karon being solo, and now it's Texture, and his operator has been fierce.
Looks like they're going to go back into it. Is there a flash? Is there anything? No. No, it's just a dry, wide peek by Monyet. Players up top looking to trade, but Texture's out of the angle too quickly. Paper X have given him another shot, and it looks like another bite of this apple. As around comes another, but finally the miss is there. Texture gets the reset, though, with low HP. He's dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape this time, and with Lakia falling, a real chance emerging for an 8-4 half. It looks like Paper X have finally woken up. They've found some punch to be packed. Let's see. Meteor's on his way in. Up close with a teammate further away. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle to deal with him, and instead running into Meteor. Well played. Now they can group up and try to force this 2v2 with the Viper's Pit. That was a little scary. Thought Munchkin was about to be spammed, but now they've got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with, though. That could help out, keep them way out of this pit, and with Munchkin falling, it's done. Paper X 8-4 at the halftime. They found some legs to stand on, some foundations laid. But the second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Yeah, it's almost identical to what we saw in the last half. A streak of rounds. That's just disgusting. I was thinking from Forsaken's point of view, I didn't even really see anything. That's how good Texture has been. But again, it's those player deficits that are actually what turn the tides over there. Well done from Paper X to at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time now to toss this one over to Divide, who had some words to say earlier.
From Paper X. I think it's like a stressful game. I feel like, for me personally, I feel like we are playing against ourselves because the way they play is kind of like similar, you know. I mean, trying to outsmart them. I mean, they were very good. I would say they are smart, and they're kind of like one step ahead, especially on Lotus. We kind of like, they did exactly what we were watching them, like in the VODs, like they play the same, like they are not scared, even though these, like, I think for some of them it's like their first time in Masters. And yeah, I mean, very surprised with how they actually perform.
Monyet going to be put to test, put to task. Oh, that's rough. Blinded, and Monyet just popping off. Yeah, farm him up. Even spotting the right there. Over towards Shybox. This guy's on for it. He's absolutely on the money today.
Gen.G, I mean, the good thing is probably we might be able to get some revenge, you know. I mean, we lost to them in the Pacific kickoff, and yeah, I mean, I think Texture is giving us a lot of problem, like just killing us or like punishing us over and over. And also, Karon was playing insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. But I think he's probably like the top player in the league. I think he got MVP as well in the Pacific kickoff, and yeah, I mean, insane. Yeah, maybe we go back and cook some strats, you know, to cook these two.
Vi has certainly been cooking 15-9, exiting that first half with the next closest player being something. Pretty good player, pretty well respected. He's got 6 kills, almost a third of what his teammates rocking. It's been tough for the side of Paper X. They haven't found a lot of success, but that little 3-round streak to close out the first half, Tom, it's given them a chance here. We want to see them take the pistol, though.
Yeah, we want this to be a competitive match that it definitely has not been. Gen.G looking like a competitor for the crown, and thus far we haven't seen the Paper X that we know and love. This pistol round might just be a deciding factor, but a great start from Monyet. Already pushing aggressively on the other side. Is something waiting for someone to try and make their move, and he's going to go back for a little bit more. Has to use the dash to get out of there, and is now waiting for the cavalry to arrive as the rest of the team somewhat far away. An opportunity, but Forsaken with a good trade.
Keeping the numbers in their favor. Something needs to do a little bit more. He's done some damage, and there's the follow-up. A shot right to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2 with Paper X definitely favored to take this pistol now. Forsaken fallen. A little bit more of a chance. Something, though, delivers. Okay, he's up top and not spotted. Easy peasy. That's a 3K for Something. Looks like even he's starting to heat up.
That's exactly what they need. Just him having confidence. Because you look at some of the fights he's taken, and there's definitely risks about it, but that's always been his play style. Even on a Gecko, he's basically an op main, so then get the finances built up early, get the orbs rolling on the duelist, which is exactly what's happened thus far. Get that sniper into his hands. This game can definitely slip back. As said, though, for the majority of the matches we've seen, be it mostly in Pacific, Gen.G have been much, much more consistent on their attack.
Pistol win then was essential for Paper X. Now the follow-up looks easy. Very little to play with for Gen.G, and even if they drop something, he's the player that's rocking with the pistol. So the margin for error's already been reached here. Any further kills will be costly, will force some level of reinvestment from the side of Paper X. But on the defense, they can keep distance, and with the buy that Gen.G have, they're definitely not favored on ranged fights.
Defiant will be solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Monyet. Jump peek will give him the info to go back in with that Marshall. This is a round that they shouldn't really have any opportunity to win. The weaponry not falling into their hands off the kills they've garnered, and the players they're pushing into are actually just going to start pushing into them. A good round from Paper X as they manage to bring things again back within 2. But the fact is, it has been the buy rounds where Gen.G truly have been a level above.
Well, just look at your screen. Besides something, this is a round that often you're going to look at as an eco, but 3 orbs away from a Blade Storm means he can force up here, buy an operator, and potentially have a Blade Storm, even if they lose the round. With how consistent he normally is with that op, I would definitely put stock in him finding at least the 2 orbs. 1 kill and a death. We'll see what he can get up to.
It also means they can gamble the control. They've got him holding onto the A site, an aggressive position from Munyet. This is not really the gun you want to have here. Somehow, he gets out of there unscathed. They also had an initial setup for players outside C, but after that spot comes through, fading back. Now, the cross has already happened, so something now in a pretty deadly position. And honestly, I think Meteor's a little bit lucky there to even get 1.
Well, here's the chance for that operator to finally show its ugly face. Ugly for the side of Gen G as they lose a player right off rip. And it's Texture, the man with the responsibility to take the space to close the distance. Now they'll be a little bit slower on the way around these corners, which is just perfect for something. He had to be watching the right way, though, and Munchkin caught him unaware. The same happens with Devi, though, leaving it to a 3v2 defensive advantage, and Devi walkabouts. He's been so good. 19 kills, looking for his 20th and his 3rd of the round. And it looks like he might, oh, he will get the opportunity, but he's being dropped. Doesn't matter, because Munyet's there to catch him when he falls. 8-7. And now this gets me excited for PaperX. That round puts them way back in contention because Gen G got an eco.
Yeah, I like the way they play it as well. After the initial spot, that there was at least 1 player lurking. They know that there's an opportunity to potentially steal a gun away. So they 3-man push. Even a trade there's not too bad, knowing there's some things on the other side. And even though he only gets 1 kill, he does enough to delay and allow for those rotations. Devi as well, though, as you said, he's been fantastic. 19 and 10, topping the entire scoreboard right now. Something once more. They know he's going to be here. They know there's a high chance he'll be here, and they're actually going to really put the pressure on early.
I don't mind this from Gen G. They have players lurking elsewhere. Trap just got broken on B. So now for PaperX, they have to be worried about the flank. It means you're not going to have Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead, something has to do it on his own, and again, he finds Texture. That's a big part of this take. They tried to seize the space with him blast packing in, but instead, they've been left to try and trade it out. 2 versus 3. Meteor's good position has been noted. As we said earlier, they know that trap was broken. They know there could be someone around here. It's why you see Devi wait for Mindfreak, wait even for the plant to come through, while Munyet finishes this flank. Looks like they're aware. Well, they're very much aware that something is going on. I mean, PaperX haven't made a move. Why haven't they? Why are they not trying to fight for any bit of control? And that's not something they'll find an answer to until they plant the spike.
It looks like because they've spotted players near B, and they're worried about their spawn, they're actually going to go fighting aggressively. This could be a big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. 1 bullet left. And nothing being spotted towards the spawn. This means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect, and he goes back with the pistol. He does it alone. Meteor's going to confirm the MasterCard Thrifty. And what was looking like a round firmly in the hands of PaperX falls to 1 man.
1 man with 1 big gun and 1 medium gun also. Very ambitious to go for this. That could have put it to a 1v1 top, but he was having none of it.
That's what I said about this guy. He knows he'll hit the shot. For some reason, when it's him, a 2v2, and he goes, okay, I've got the first one, he always peeks for the second, and weirdly, he always gets it. That's the thing. Every time I'm sat there going, I'm ready to critique, and then he gets the kill, and I'm like, well, fine then. I guess that was the right play.
Well, uncouth, but it works this time. Certainly caught his opponents off guard with Gen G 9-7 and claiming that round. PaperX have weaknesses. An operator in the hand of something.
Look at where he is.
It's not really an opping angle normally, is it? Oh, nice flash, that's good. But he hasn't got the dash anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin, oh, the shot's missed. And Munchkin's been given a second chance at life while the showstopper is again just, oh, I thought just used for space, but if he fires it out close, no, he doesn't pull the trigger. And now he realizes his mistake as the dive comes in from PaperX. They've got a lot to work with.
The old Stoke should be, well, in theory, forcing them back, but it hasn't happened at all. They went aggressive, made this one problematic. Spike already planted at least, so they're gonna have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin's still holding, and they have a pretty nasty potential crossfire just with the amount of time that can be bought. Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for, sitting back, waiting for the push. He manages to land the first, almost onto the second. The Paper X respond in turn, a back and forth so far in this second half. And they close the gap once again to just 1 round.
Well, that's the response and resurgence we wanted to see. This game, this map, and indeed this series
He would
is
have
hanging on
killed
a knife's
something
edge.
if he just shot the bullet. That's got to be so infuriating.
I can understand he doesn't want to give away his position, but, you know, you make a decision there. Do you gamble it? Do you not? And, well, he chose wrong. Chips on the wrong color. Well, 9-8. And for Paper X, it looks like they've really got their hands dug into those reins. The economy is low. We've seen Gen G win low by rounds. There's a Viper's Pit online with 1 kill for Munchkin, 1 orb, 1 plant. But the main thing is something has got basically an all right now. That's a Yassine dash. But it works out for him, no punish. And the reposition gets him another kill. Swing out, coming in to the side of Paper X and closing the round in just a second. Blink and you miss it as we're 9-9.
Yeah, they have somehow made this comeback happen. 5-1 in this second half after what was basically, we were at a scoreline where this looked over. What was it, 8-1? And then they went 3 rounds in a row. And that's the thing. You don't really think it at the time because an 8-4 half is still great, but it seemed like Gen G just let the foot off the gas. A few big plays coming out. Now we're starting to see players rise up. You were mentioning it, the distance between Devi and everybody else was a lot. Well, something has been closing the gap. I'm also just looking at Mind Freak.
Yeah, it looks like they're looking at him too. Karen was trained in on that with Texture finding a field day. 2 HP left on Devi. He'll find it hard to get any impact from this point. A stray bullet enough to take him down, but he's caught Karen off guard. The flash covers his retreat. No more flashes and they don't regen anymore. An opportunity still. No, shut down. 2 versus 3 though. Viper's pick could change the game.
They're trying to get in as quickly as humanly possible, but Meteor's there to defend. Leaves it onto something. As said, he's had a real resurgence. They just fall back to enable the reload. Never mind, he's just looking to reposition completely. I think they know exactly where he is, but somehow he still wins the battle. 3 bullets left in the clip, the pit's been dropped. He's already going to spot 1, but he's now just out to the Classic, and it's a Classic v Classic. Malakia's the one to take it home. These rounds are getting insanely close, and it's a back and forth once again.
Really is like a pendulum swinging. There's no stability to be found for either of these teams. 2 rounds for Paper X, an immediate answer back by Gen G, but the fact that it comes down to this, that the Viper is dropped outside the pit, and then that's the result. Clean as can be with a final right click to close it. Gen G, they've got a lot set up in front of them, Tom. There is a showstopper for Munyet. Other than that, everybody is just on the rifles. Credits are low. Gen G could be on the home stretch very, very soon, and Forsaken in that corner needs value. They've not seen him. He's good for 1 and damage on Texture. Those could be very, very pivotal facts for us as Paper X look to move back through. So many players are low. One extremely low in the corner. It's the Rocket to find him.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. That trade's all right. That was the low HP player that goes down. I don't think they're going to mind that whatsoever to put it back into a 3 versus 3. Something about to try and go through this. His teammates a little bit further behind. No flash available for Devi, so it's just going to have to be the raw push. Already managing to retrieve a rifle, but every member falls. Gen G now get a double back of their own. And the major worry here for Paper X, they don't have backup credits. They don't have anything in their pockets other than a Blade Storm. This could be the beginning of the end.
It feels that way, Tom. 2-round gap. Gen G in this series have just been miles ahead when it came to these rifle rounds. And again, it seems strange that 13-8, to talk about it as a dominant game. Yes, it is a strong scoreline, but not damning for the other side. But when you look at both pistols, that's a 4-0 start based off of coin flips. And Paper X managed to just about come ahead. When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed. Now, early push, it's not quite a rifle. Instead, it's a set of blades, and those don't even get fired off. They lay by his side as he falls to the floor. Something down, so too is Devi, and they're ready for another player close. There seems to be nothing that Paper X can do to surprise this Gen G roster in the last few rounds. And with 12 looking like it's on the board, Tom, these players, they have to be feeling the crushing weight of this series. The lower bracket is beckoning them, and there they'll face elimination against the Sentinels or Allowed. There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't is coming.
Seems like Gen G have got their number. This round at least was a weaker investment, but they had to use one of the ults and it got absolutely nothing. And the second we've got into these post-plants, that's where Gen G have looked their most fearsome. A team from last year that started strong, had a massive fall from grace, made a huge overhaul of this roster with risks taken. Players brought back who had been at a Masters right at the beginning of Valorant, a player they got from Ranked, and players that have not found success elsewhere. Texture, one I think we can really highlight. Like in G, he was okay. But to go into a Gen G roster that's now playing for a minimum of top 3 if they win this match, unheard of, surprising, and now looking like that pinnacle of Pacific, looking to try and do what no Pacific team has ever done before, take themselves to an international victory. The Paper X are not dead, not down, until you stamp them out.
Definitely looking injured. The path to recovery, 3 straight rounds in OT and a third map. A lot of win conditions. For Gen G, 3 ultimates to fight their way through. Paper X don't have reactive ones, not impactful ones. Whereas the lockdown, the showstopper, and of course the nightfall. Any one of those can open sights, pull you out of sticky situations. Door opened. That was the defenders, but it's covering Munyet's push forward. Problem is, okay, good nade up close. That's gonna force that player out in the open. Problem is, Texture was covering it. And now the push on mid is spotted as well. 3 players left for Paper X. And it looks like they've still got a fight in them. Nightfall, won't evade it. He's being caught, but, oh, it's fake information. The Shrouded Step has bought a little bit of an advantage for Mindfreak as he's still alive, his HP recovering, but with something down. And Devi, very much known towards that spawn. Mindfreak's on the wraparound, wants to move towards that singular door. For this, Devi needs to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's popped and it's cleared out this corridor. Devi's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mindfreak can make it to Devi, if they can take this fight together, but they don't know where the last players are. And the nade has even forced them back for a second. The time now very low. And with 2 players still to root out, it might be too low. Devi just dodges that siege, but Mindfreak down. The time now not to be played with. Okay, no, Texture went out swinging. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose, and short of a big misplay, it was never swinging the other way. 13-9 and 13-8, a consistent showing from the side of Gen G as they take victory over their Pacific comrades. It's on to the upper final.
Yeah, it is another huge statement play for Gen G. No doubt at this stage that they wear the crown when it comes to Pacific. But that's not the crown they're gunning for anymore. They said it at the time. Their goal was to make it to the playoffs. Well, they've made it there, and they've continued to push forward in that upper bracket. A team has said that last year didn't really do too much, didn't really give us much to be excited about, and then bringing together a mix of players that maybe many didn't expect to do well, definitely didn't expect to get this far. They continue in that upper bracket to fight off and be the representative as they face Americas, and they send the previous Pacific champion, a previous finalist of one of these events, down into the lower bracket.
Well, this second map, although only 1 round in the difference, Tom, this was definitely a much better feeling from the side of Paper X. They earned their way back in from an 8-1 deficit to a close scoreline in the end, but despite that streak of rounds, Gen G take
Hello. 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 হ্যালো, শোনা যায়? হ্যালো, হ্যালো। হ্যালো। ব্যাস ভয় খেয়ে গেছি আমার যে মাইক কাজ করছে না। জুবের ভাই
কি অবস্থা?
এই তো ডোনেশন দাও, ডোনেশন অ্যাটাক দেবো।
দিতেছি।
ও তোমার দুটাই সিঙ্গেল ইনফার্নো দেখছি, ইনফার্নো দেখে তো ভয় লাগে।
ইনফেন্টই তো খায় দেয়।
এটাই তো সমস্যা, তাও দুটাই সিঙ্গেল করে রেখেছে।
হুম।
লো বিসমিল্লাহ দিলাম।
রুদ্র ভাই বিয়ে করলে রুদ্র কোথায়?
হ্যাঁ
তুমি শুনবা না?
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
আমাদের এখানে ফ্রেন্ডের তোমার হচ্ছে একটা ভাই বিয়ে করলো আজকে। এই জন্য বলতেছে ফ্রেন্ডের ভাই বিয়ে করলো, ফ্রেন্ড কোথায়? ট্রেলার দেখছো? দিলাম আবার সব এক্সপ্লোরার করবি না, আমাকে আবার দেখি তো কেউ দিছে নাকি না। তাই আর দিছে না দেয়নি।
Watch both and choose a side. The House of the Dragon Black trailer starts now. My father chose me. His first child succeed him. Held his decision.
হয়ে গেছে মনে হয় গো, হয়ে গেছে।
Son, it's my
আশা করা যায় যে হয়ে গেছে একটা।
I need to fight this war and win it.
আর খালি ইনফার্নো যদি যাওয়ার না করে তাহলেই হইলো।
Rome will soon tear itself apart. Men do not remember the oath sworn to King Ares and to his rightful heir.
মারে না ইনফার্নোটা কে রে?
Hightails are marching. You must rush this beast at its head.
হয়ে গেছে হয়ে
Our
গেছে।
terms are very simple. Renounce the false king and remedy the innocent, or your house burns.
And the desire to kill.
রিমুভ হয়ে আসবে না?
Feel what I've begun.
আমি না এয়ার ডিফেন্স গুলো তুলবো বুঝতে যে আমার গোল্ড জমাচ্ছে, মানে এক ধাক্কাতে এয়ার ডিফেন্স গুলো তুলে দেবো।
তোমাকে আসতে বাদ দেওয়া লাগবে না?
হ্যাঁ কি বললা?
নাকি শোনো? তোমার আইবি আসবে হচ্ছে ঈদে।
হ্যাঁ আজকে কথা বললাম, বললো ইয়াতে আসবো, এবারে 6 তারিখ পর।
হ্যাঁ, ঈদে আসবে।
আচ্ছা, আরেকবার ডোনেশন দাও।
তাও depend।
না না, ট্রুপ ট্রেন হলে থামে থামে দাও।
না আমার রেডি থাকে। বেলুন মনে রেডি নাই।
লোন থামে থামে দাও, সমস্যা নেই। এই একটা ম্যাচ খেলে নি, তারপরে দিব।
ঠিক আছে। না না বেলুন নাই, বেলুন হোক তারপর দেখি। রিকোয়েস্ট দিয়ে রাখো, সমস্যা
হ্যাঁ
নেই।
দিয়ে রেখেছি, সমস্যা নেই। একটা ম্যাচ খেলে নি, তারপরে ঢুকে অ্যাটাক দিব। ও আমার ডিম চড়া রেখেছি ইয়াতে, দাঁড়াও।
হ্যালো অপু, হ্যালো। কি বে সেদি করছো নাকি?
ভাই আমার এখানে একটা ফ্রেন্ড লিস্টে আইবির ইয়াতে
এ
একটা
পপু,
প্লেয়ার আছে।
আমাকে সেটা কত 31? ওটা তুই ঢুকিস?
কি হলো জুবাই ভাই কতগুলো?
নাইস দেখাচ্ছে স্ট্রিমে নাইস চালু করে নাই হয়ে গেছে।
জুবাই ভাই কত পারলো আবার? এ পপু ভাই বুঝলা, এ আইবি ইব্রাহিম ভাইয়ের ইয়াতে একটা ফ্রেন্ড আছে দেভিয়ান, মালা না ইমমর্টাল 1। ওই ইয়াতে কাস্টম খেলছে।
সাথে
ইমমর্টাল 1 13,840 র্যাঙ্ক। দেখি চেক করি, যদি এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে আমি নিজে চেক করবো।
আমার সাথে পোকো ওয়ান টু ওয়ান করবি যে আসো।
তেরোশো কোথায় গেল? বাপ রে বাপ, আলাদা ঘুমায় নাকি? ইমমর্টাল 1 এই যে।
সে কি গেমে আছে? হ্যালো ঠিক আছে। পার্টি পেলু ক্যাবে দেখাচ্ছিল কিন্তু কিছুই দেখাচ্ছিল না পার্টি।
জুবাইর ভাইয়ের কি কারেন্ট চলে গেল নাকি? ও না, ঠিক আছে।
গাল শোন, গাল শোন।
না সুইপ প্লে দাও, একটা সুইপ প্লে খেলি।
এবার সুইপ লাগে।
শুনতে
আরে
অ্যাটাক
দেও তো।
ও
সুইফটে লাগবে না, শুনতে অ্যাটাক দাও অ্যাটাক দাও।
দাঁড়া দাঁড়া দাঁড়া, কন্ট্রোল রিসেট।
ও আমার স্পেল দিয়ে হচ্ছে, ট্রেন হচ্ছে।
হয়ে গেছে। তুই ম্যাচ দে অবস্থা। মাউস নাহলে আমাকে খেলা পারি না ভাই, আমাকে তো কি ঠিক করা ক।
এই মা
ভাই আমার খালি ভং ভাই। তুই তো আমার সিনসিটি খেলিস। সিলভার 3 তুলছু বাবা।
বড় ভাই তো মারি দেয় না। তারপর তুই আমরা খেলে নামে দিব। ইজি ইজি
আহ
Match found.
রে তুমি ট্রেলার দেখলো?
সেই
দেখিনি এখনো। কেবল ওগুলো সব খুলে ছুঁয়ে আসলাম, এখন এমন আসে বাহ।
ও হো হো আচ্ছা এ ম্যাপটা ডস দি কালকের মতো করে নাইলে ইয়া এই যে তোমরা বলে দাও কোন এজেন্ট চুজ করবো
না না
দশ দাও, কাটা দাও তোমার
ডস দিয়ে
ট্রেলারে।
আমি ইয়া করে সিলেক্ট করে দিয়েছি যে কোনো একজন ডস দাও
তাহলে কি লাভ হলো?
তোমার অল্টার
আরে
এফ4
দেও
চাপতে
গো
হবে তোমার।
একটাই তো ম্যাপ
না না তোমার অল্টার এফ4 চাপতে হবে।
আমি দুই
খেলে
আইটা ব্যান অলরেডি এখন যদি
সমস্যা নেই, খেলে এলাম,
এক দুই
খেলে
ঘন্টার
এলাম।
ব্যান
ডলার ডলার
এই নে,
ভাইয়া রিমো দিমো না দিমো না ক
খেলার
রিমু হয়তো দিয়ে দিয়েছে
দে দশ।
আর না দিও না গো দিও না দিও না দিও না
এবার দেখবা ভালো ম্যাচই করবি আমি।
খেলবা যখন এনে শখ করছো, তোমার খেলামই আজকে দাও।
লেও খেলাও
এখন এক বগল চ্যাংরা ফ্যাংরা যদি না বোঝে তাহলে করার কিছু নেই ভাই।
ভালো 3 মিনিটের ব্যান পড়েছে আমি ডিম দিয়েছি চুলাতাম ডিমটা নামায় আনি
তখনই না গেলে ডিম নেওয়া আবার।
না তখন দেখলাম 5 মিনিট হয়নি এখন আর 5 মিনিট হলো 10
কালকে
বেজেছে
যে ডিম পারছে ওই
ডিমটা
ডিম
নামায় আনি খাবো
ছোট
তুমি তো ডিম পালা শুরু করছো না এখন?
কালকে যে ডিম পারছিল ওই
না
ডিম
না ও টপিক বাদই দাও
হ্যালো
কিরে আসে খাওয়া শুরু করছেন না করে?
ওই তো রাজশাহী থেকে লিয়াচ্ছে বান্দে।
না না
রাজশাহীর থেকে একটু বেশি ঠান্ডা।
ওই খাওয়া লয় খাওয়া লয় এই এর বেশি খেলেই কাশি শুরু হয়ে যায়। আচ্ছা খাওয়া দিছে
আর না বেটা, রাজশাহীর থেকে একটু বেশি ঠান্ডা।
ঠান্ডা?
কুটি ঠান্ডা রে।
রাশের ঠান্ডা লয়
না,
কেমন সাথে
ওই বাইরে কয়ে দিছে বুঝছো, আজকে যা পারো সব রান্ধো।
তাই
তাহলে খাওয়াও দিবি
কে খাওয়া দিবে?
তার কথা কয় কে খাবি ভাই?
আসলে কি কমেডি হচ্ছে।
কে কি কথা কয় কিছুই বুঝি না আমি।
সব ম্যাজিক নাকি? হ্যাঁ
লোকের হলো কোনো হিরোই আসবে না, এবারে টেকিং যেটা কথা।
ও কাগামিয়া
হয়নি
শুনতো ইয়ার ডিম পারছো? ওই যে অস্ট্রেলিয়ার ডিম।
আজকে ইয়ার খেলা আছে তো
সেন্টিনেল লাউড।
সেন্টিনাল লাউড হ্যাঁ
লাইভে দেখতে হবে লাইভে।
পেপার এক্স হেরে গেল
যে ম্যাচ দিছে গুষ্টি উদ্ধার করে দিছে একটা।
এই যে টাক দেখি দুটির নাই মারা খেলে খাবো।
কি রে সেল লাউডে খেলা শুরু হচ্ছে?
হয়নি হয়নি
শুরু আছে
হসে
হ্যাঁ কেবলই শুরু হলো ক্যাব বললি মাত্র।
হ্যাঁ 12টাতে তো টাইম লাইন দেখাচ্ছে
ভাই তুমি দেখো ভাই তুমি দেখো
দেখি
হয়ে গেছে
টেন্স ওভার নিতে টেন্স স্প্লিটে খেলা
Tens prepping the paranoia in case this Trailblazer caught contact. It didn't. They've
খেলা তো
recleared
এখন
B main, but not necessarily going to start
Unrated,
taking
unrated,
control of the
unrated.
bodies. Instead, looking forward to the fight in mid. Our team did not use a frontline at the start of the round, so we've still got that, but it's going to be a gunfight instead.